welcome to today's On This Day in Tudor History with me, Claire Ridgway. Now today I'm taking you back to the reign of Queen Elizabeth I. For on this day in Tudor history, the 18th of November 1559, Bishop of Coventry and Lichfield, Ralph Baynes, died. He was buried in the church of St Dunstan in the West in London. At the time of his death, Baines was imprisoned in the London home of Edmund Grindal, Bishop of London. Baines had been deprived of his bishopric and put into Grindal's care in June 1559. But why? Let me tell you a bit more about this Tudor bishop and how he came to this rather sad end. Nothing is known of Baines's family, and his birth date is also unknown. But he was a Yorkshireman, probably from Knowsthorpe, and he studied at St John's College, Cambridge, attaining a BA in 1518 and a Master's in 1521. He also became a Fellow at the college in 1521. In 1519, he was ordained as a priest at Ely in Cambridgeshire, and he became rector of Hardwicke in the same county at some point, holding the post until he resigned in 1545. In 1527, he was a university preacher. In 1532, Baines attained his Bachelor of Theology, and 23 years later, in 1555, he attained his doctorate. In Henry VIII's reign, he opposed the annulment of Henry VIII's marriage to Catherine of Aragon and spoke out against the preaching of Hugh Latimer, who was of the Reformed faith, and it appears that he went abroad during Edward VI's Protestant reign, working as a professor of Hebrew in Paris. While in Paris, Baines wrote a Hebrew grammar published in 1550, the first Hebrew grammar book published by an Englishman. He also produced 2 other books on Hebrew. Baines returned to England when the Catholic Queen Mary I came to the throne, and in November 1554, he was consecrated Bishop of Coventry and Lichfield. During Mary's reign, with his Chancellor Anthony Draycott, he carried out many examinations of Protestants, including John Hooper, Robert Glover, John Philpot, and Joan Waste. Waste being a young blind woman who was burnt at the stake in Derby in 1556 for refusing to recant her Protestant faith. Baines is mentioned on numerous occasions in this role in martyrologist John Foxe's Book of Martyrs. As a staunch Catholic, when Elizabeth I came to the throne in November 1558, Baines opposed her new religious measures and was one of the 5 bishops who defended Catholicism at the 1559 Westminster Conference. In June 1559, Baines was deprived of his bishopric and imprisoned in the home of Protestant Edmund Grindal, Bishop of London. Thomas Betham replaced him as bishop. Baines was one of 11 bishops imprisoned in this way in Elizabeth's reign, and their bishoprics given to Protestants. These imprisoned bishops included Edmund Bonner, Bishop of London, Richard Pate, Bishop of Worcester, Gilbert Scott, Bishop of Chester, Cuthbert Tunstall, Bishop of Durham, Thomas Watson, Bishop of Lincoln, and Nicholas Heath, Archbishop of York, who was temporarily imprisoned. On this day in history, the 18th of November 1559, Baines died at Grindal's house. According to contemporary John Strype, he died of the stone, and I assume that's referring to something like kidney stones. I'm not entirely sure. Baines was laid to rest at St Dunstan in the West in London on the 24th of November. Tomorrow, I'll be introducing you to Lord John Grey, but not the Lord John Grey of Outlander. Do make sure that you're subscribed. You can click just there, and that you've hit the bell so you don't miss that video. Also, on this exact day in Tudor history, the 18th of November 1559, another former bishop died in custody. 85-year-old Cuthbert Tunstall, Bishop of Durham, who was in the custody of Matthew Parker, Archbishop of Canterbury at Lambeth Palace, died. Cuthbert had had an amazing career, which spanned the reigns of Henry VIII, Edward VI, and Mary I, and he was imprisoned in 2 of those monarchs' reigns. In last year's video, I gave an overview of Tunstall's interesting life and career. You'll find a link to that video in the description. Thank you for joining me today. You can give me a thumbs up, a like, and you can leave a comment if you want as well. See you very soon. Bye-bye.